Hello, everyone. Welcome to Poor Choices Sip and Chill. My name is Extra Girl, and this is Tugs.
Hi.
And,
You think I would be used to you moving me?
I don't know. I just like the idea of me
did.
looking at you when I'm talking, even though technically, looking this way, I'm looking like
there we go
ahead of me. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a thing. I learned with the gaming that it's aesthetically more pleasing where the person looks towards the game. I don't know, even if you're not actually looking towards the game in that sense.
Oh, so when even though I'm straight ahead at my camera, I'm looking
straight ahead is fine. Straight ahead is fine. You can go anywhere, but if you're kind of like angled like I am, you gotta angle a little bit. I think Gary told me that, and I'm like, ooh, well.
Gary knows all about angles.
Oh. Oh my, that's my boss you're talking about. I don't want to know
that's that prison life. No, I'm kidding. Gary, don't come after me.
Oh Lord. Well, anyways,
Gary.
This is a spicy stream, and we're not even drunk. Although, are you drinking?
I recorded a really. Somebody tell me in my Discord, tag me on Twitter. I don't care. I need a good tripod for my phone so I can record videos not holding my phone while I'm recording. So I recorded how I made this, but I have a mojito that is non-alcoholic. It's a Skinny Mixes mojito.
So it's a mixed
It's a virgin mojito.
It's we like no kidding. Red Pill likes the virgins here. I guess this is the type of drinks they should have if that's the case.
Turned out really good. So I use Skinny syrups. Use code TUGS10. I think it's TUGS10. I have so many codes, I don't remember. Anyway, to make it 0 calories, and this whole drink has like 5 calories and no sugar.
Love it. Yes, we are on a New Year's. I'm going to call it a commitment because it is different from a resolution. I'm committing to this. It's all about mindset. I've been reading a lot of self-inspiration books. The last one the one I'm reading right now is Rich Dad Poor Dad. And just psychology behind money is very interesting. Very interesting.
Oh God, yeah. Oh God, my dad loves those. And then I think Rich Dad Poor Dad. I don't know if it's the same author or not. It might be, but there's one called Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, also really good. And The Truth About Money, that was a really good one.
I think it's The Truth About Money that was a sequel.
Yeah, Truth About Money is so good. And I can't remember if that also wrote Don't Sweat the Small Stuff's not necessarily about money, but it's like not stressing about stuff you can't control kind of thing. I think it's the same author. And it does matter. And yes, Jonathan, is a drink you would drink since you don't drink. Say that 3 times fast. I'm doing more of a
since I don't drink.
I think that a drink could drink.
If a drink could chuck, a woodchuck could chuck wood.
I am doing I've decided I'm going to do a mostly dry January. Like if Duke wants to pop open a bottle of wine, I'm not gonna say no. He doesn't drink so much anyway, so I'm doing like a majority of a dry.
I know. Well, and I have plans to go to Buffalo on next week to see Wicked Virtue. Shout out to her. She's just like 2 hours away from me, which is freaking awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So we're gonna go visit her, and hopefully, we're supposed to go to a bar. I'm not gonna drink. It's gonna be very weird, but that I'm DD.
It's really not all that weird. I've noticed there's a new thing. I think it's so silly. It's called Sober Curious, I guess, is a new thing that's a thing. And so it's people who are not like cutting alcohol completely, but they're interested like to try non-alcoholic beverages and like maybe do a mocktail, in between the cocktails. So they call themselves Sober Curious because they're not sober, but they're interested in testing, like dipping their toe in the water of the soberness. And I'm like, kind of a weird term, but all right.
It is so weird. I would never use that. But that's just me. Hey, if you want to use it, by all means. I just being sober curious just means controlling yourself.
I guess. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
Title for that? I don't know. Well, we'll go with that. Okay. Yeah. You're either one or the other. You're either drinking or you're not drinking. You can't be sober curious. It's like being bi curious. You're either bi or you're not, or you're gay or not, right? Like what is there's so many like titles. People are obsessed with titles. It's crazy.
Same, Jonathan, hence the alcohol reduction. Not cut out completely, but reduction. And no, well, depending. No, it's not. Like this is all the mixings for a mojito minus the vodka. So you just replace the vodka with like a sparkling water, or a soda water, whatever you call them, and that's that. It tastes so good.
Andrew Matthews, boob curious. Or B-Web. I don't know what B-Web is, but
B-Web.
All right. Anyone else here that's boob curious too? Sixer Iverson 04 for $2 says, "Hey ladies, y'all going to MegaCon? Ripa is going."
I saw that.
Yes, I knew Ripa was going because the lovely Kara is going as well. And she let me know, and I said, as long as I don't need to run an FNT the way Gary wants me to run an FNT, I probably should be able to go. I need a proper computer for that. And he, let's just say, he might be in Egypt. He might not. I'm not sure. I got to figure that out. We got to figure that out first. So,
golly.
Yeah. But that would be fun to go to MegaCon. What about you, Tugs? Are you thinking about it?
I honestly don't know. I haven't even looked into it. I don't know. I'd have to talk to Duke. I don't say I looked. I didn't realize either. They posted the dates. I saw, excuse me, and it's like the 1st in February, which fun fact is also Super Bowl weekend. So if you're planning on going, you might want to look at your plane tickets now because they go up because people travel like crazy on Super Bowl weekend, especially to Florida because there's all the parties. There's a bunch of parties there. So I know it's in Vegas this year, but just
I was about to say, that makes no sense, but sure. Okay.
No, because Florida, so like Gronkowski does like his big Miami Bash every year. You know what I mean? So like people travel for the Super Bowl. I don't know why, but yeah. So just and even if they're not going to Florida, they will be going to Vegas. So your prices are going to hike anyway. So plan that out now if you're going to go. So
okay. Didn't know. That's good to know. And I guess we'll see. I know Melanie Mack is going, so that would be fun to see her again.
I'm gonna try. I want to go to Florida. Mostly, I just want to see Lee and his family. And
yes, another dinner. It would be fun. It would be fun.
It'll depend on it's gonna depend. Duke's schedule is all over the place right now too, so I'll have to talk to him. We don't even know what he's working February. That's when the hospital opens. So but I don't know what his schedule is.
We will see. We will see. We also got Hokies member for 18 months. Oh my God. Thank you, Hokies. That's 2 babies. Happy New Year, ladies.
Oh, it's our first sip and chill of 2024.
Yes. Yay! Yes. Happy New Year. Cheers. I'm drinking pomegranate berry water.
Pomegranate berry water.
It's just it's like a Mio, but the President's Choice brand. I don't know if you guys have PC brands in the States.
I feel like that sounds familiar, but I don't know. You know what you should get is some skinny syrups because they have all kinds of flavors. They have blackberry, lavender,
they only in the US.
No, really? Still? God.
That's it. That's okay.
I guess all those influencers didn't make them enough money.
So, yep. You know what? In February, when I go to the beach, I'll probably be drinking. So we'll see.
Get yourself a pina colada.
Exactly. Leonardo DiCaprio for $5. Nice name, by the way. I never understood the whole, once I have a sip of booze, I have no control over what happens the next 8 hours. LMAO, especially in college, drunk sexual relations. I think that alcohol is a disinhibitor. So you just do things that you have in your mind already. You just don't have that. You don't have your, I believe it's your
like
ego,
moral compass.
No, it's like ego, super ego, and your id. You don't have that ego being like, you probably shouldn't do that. People will probably judge you for that. And you're just going to do it.
Or you're going to regret that later, or you're going to hurt somebody or whatever. Yeah. It's just, and some people just have addictive personalities, and that's where they say like, oh, it's a disease. Alcoholism is a disease. It's because it's not necessarily the alcohol itself, but it's your brain, and your brain is wired to have an addicted personality because that came from your family somewhere. So either your parents are addictive personalities, so your mom could be a hoarder, your dad could collect whatever, or they could be an alcoholic. Like that's where it gets passed down. So
Yep. So yeah. I mean, it's a good thing that you don't go out of control. for you, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
I have to think about that to say that last name. But thank you. We also have Jason Webster for 5 Australian says, hi, X-Ray Girl and Tugs. I wish you both a great year in 2024. May every success come your way. Thank you so much, Jason. That is really sweet of you. I hope so. We got plans, little mini plans, hopefully big plans. But we'll see.
Speaking of, I have to message Allie. Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna make a note for myself. I have to message Allie.
Yes, you do.
I just remembered.
It's all good. It's all good. So we have a couple topics today. We have Calendar Gate. We have Cake Gate, which why is it called Gate? It's like you open the gates and it spills out. I don't know.
Well, it comes from Watergate.
That's just stupid.
And so people just say it as like a reference, but I can't remember. And somebody who's in the chat who's more smarter or more older than me, one of the two or both, will understand what the gate thing is. But it comes from Watergate, which was the whole president debacle in the 60s.
That's probably why I don't know, because I don't know many things about presidents or the states. So, anyway. But we also have something called the Golden Peen. The Golden Doc. I'm going to call it the Golden Doc. Yeah. It's an article on EV, and I actually read the first paragraph and it actually makes sense. So I was kind of interested in getting into that. Cajun Corey for $2 says redeems auto-tune fart.
Sorry.
I
jump every time. Watergate was the hotel. Okay, there we go. Watergate's the name of the building that Nixon's meant. Okay, I knew it was Nixon. I knew that whole thing, but for the life of me, I'm like, I got nothing for you.
Yeah, we should call it the Golden Disparoo. I'm sure that would just boost his ego so much.
I would love that, I'm sure.
John Thomas, member for 7 months, says, calendar, CC was compromised? What does CC mean? John, don't super chat or anything. Just let us know what CC means.
Christian calendar, maybe?
Conservative calendar. Oh, maybe. Conservative calendar. Compromised calendar gate is faux outrage. I mean, they're getting more press. No,
I mean, yeah. Also, I still want to try those beers. Ultra Right beer. If you are watching, which maybe, send me a beer. I want to try it. Thanks.
Oh, credit card.
Oh, credit card was compromised. Oh.
Whoa, okay.
It's not funny that your credit card was compromised, but both of us are like, oh, conservative calendar.
I thought it had to do with like the calendar. I'm so sorry. I hope that you get that fixed. That sucks. Oh my goodness.
Sorry, John. I'm not laughing at your credit card being compromised. That's awful. I hate it when that happens. Oh my God, it's crazy. But the fact that we both thought it anyway. All right, anyway.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Get that fixed. Get it fixed. I hope it gets fixed. So let's just start with the calendar gate, because this was the first probably topic to come across for me. And so conservative dads released a calendar, Real Women of America 2024 calendar, featuring the most beautiful conservative women in America.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's like $25 for the calendar. It's about average price, and it's actually lower than some of the content creator calendars that are out there, I believe, right? This 10% of the sales will be donated to the Riley Gaines Center to protect women's sports from extreme leftist ideology seeking to destroy real women. And it features a lot of content creators. The only ones I know are Josie, the redheaded libertarian, Sarah Gonzalez. I've heard of Ashley St. Clair, the other, and Riley Gaines, but I don't really know who the rest are.
I know their names and I can picture faces, but I'm not going to lie. I thought Brittany Jean was Brittany Aldean at first, and I don't think it is. And I was very excited because, like, I would have absolutely given my $25. You put Brittany Aldean in there, let's go.
Yeah. So this, honestly, like, I have never really cared. If you want to put your body out there, you go put your body out there. Being conservative, I feel like when you think conservative, you think of like a super traditional woman, probably dressed in like the most covered clothing, not as covered as, say, like some Muslim woman out there with the headdress and whatnot. But, you know, a pretty high neck, pants. I don't know, like even when you wear a skirt, where does the skirt go that is like super conservative? To the knees? In school, it was like past my fingers, when you put your arms to the
you had
side.
to you had to do, it couldn't
Like,
go shorter than the fingertips.
what is the acceptable amount of skin that can show, right? So the cover in itself is pretty like, okay, you know what? Sex sells. I'm sure they sold a lot of calendars. And if you want, here's some pictures. That is I could never go into the bathtub with pearls on, by the way. Knowing if they're pearls, it'll damage pearls. But that's just me. We got, I don't know who this.
I don't know who that is either. I was trying to figure that out. Peyton,
I'm not good with
maybe?
names.
I honestly don't know.
But here we go. Oh, it's Riley. Never mind.
There
Oh, Peyton Drew. It's Peyton Drew.
Oh, that's Peyton Drew. Okay.
I know Riley Gaines is like she's in bikinis a lot, apparently. Don't know much past that.
She's a swimmer. So
yeah. Conservative does not mean none. But what is like the okay amount according to conservatives of skin? That is the question that I'm actually questioning now. Like, what is okay? Because between Calendar Gate and Cake Gate, it's like they can't be happy.
Oh my God. No,
people cannot be happy.
The absolute cluster F that's been the last few days on my Twitter. I considered deleting my Twitter just because I couldn't deal with it anymore. Like, who gives a crap? Oh my Lord Jesus. Dana, shout out to Dana's photo, by the way, with all of her guns. That's hilarious.
I love this. I think actually my favorite, Sarah Gonzalez. This is probably one of the most tame photos ever.
Yep.
She's in a cute dress,
you know what?
burning the paper.
Pull back out to the other, that one. Okay, the bottom right. That is making fun of Dylan Mulvaney.
Oh,
remember he did the Bud Light
oh my God, that's so funny.
In the dress with Bud Light. Oh my God, I don't know how to open a bear. That's what that is. That's right hilarious. Here. Now that I'm seeing this, also that photo with Josie, I'm pretty sure I have that same exact cross. Just hanging on my wall over here.
Ah.
So these are kind of like I feel like these are almost like satirical photos. That's what I thought it was to begin with, and now that I've seen that she's kind of making fun of, I don't know if that was done on purpose or not, but that's hilarious.
I think this was on purpose. I have a feeling that was on purpose.
I'm also kind of surprised, although I guess she probably would have said no because technically she's not a woman anymore. She's not a woman, but Blair White. I'm surprised Blair White wasn't in this.
Oh. I mean, in all honesty, Blair is hotter than some women out there.
That's fair. No kidding.
You know,
Duke had never heard of her. So I was like, oh my God, I love Blair. He's like, but you call Dylan Mulvaney a guy. So I'm like, yeah, because Dylan Mulvaney didn't earn it. I said, and Blair earned it. Like, she gets my respect. I'll call her her if that's what she wants. Like, that's fine. So I was looking at videos and he was like, that is not a guy. Like, he didn't believe me. I had to pull up her before photos. He was like, no way.
Blair looked like before. Blair.
They're really hard to find. I'll see if I can find them. Oh, she has a couple still on her Instagram, but anyway.
Okay.
I just don't get the outrage. Did you find him?
I'm looking through a YouTube video. And she had a glow up. Absolutely.
Oh yeah. He was just like, I thought that was a chick with too much plastic surgery. And I was like, well, you're not wrong. He's had a lot of plastic surgery. He didn't believe me at first. He was like, no way. Like, yeah, I'm telling you. It's wild.
Whoever does her lips, they did a fantastic job. Oh my God.
Yeah, I love Blair White. Shout out to Blair. Shout out
to Blair. My God. Some of these photos. This is insane. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Okay. Anyways, back to the topic. I do not think that, okay, John, I don't think there's anything wrong with this. I think that the reaction of some people being like, this is not a conservative calendar. These women are sluts.
I think they missed the part of it where it was just conservative beliefs. These are conservative believing women, right? So they want, freedom of the Constitution and no abortion and that kind of thing. They're nowhere.
That's the thing. Twitter is the place where you argue about definitions. Now, there's political conservatism. There's religious conservatives. There's probably a lot more that I'm totally missing. That those are the two things that I think are getting super confused between for this calendar. Political conservatism, conservatism, and religious. So I think the religious people need to calm down. Why are they? I mean, I don't want to say it, but it kind of feels that way. And that's why I said, where do we draw the line for clothing? Do we have to have up to our necks? Do we have to only show our face and our hands? Like, what do you want? What is okay for a woman to have?
And also, like, especially so all these girls, and I don't know what Ashley St. Clair, I don't know much about her, so I'm not going to speak on her. But Peyton Drew, I don't know if she's single. She's probably the most quote unquote thoughtiest out of them all in these, like, photo wise. And that's not even that bad. Like, I've seen so much worse. But Riley Gaines, people were mad at Riley Gaines. I'm like, you realize she's a professional swimmer, right? She literally lives in this outfit. Or similar because they can't have the ties on the waist. But she lived in an outfit very similar to this for her entire career. What? When you're mad now? I don't understand. I don't understand the outrage on that one. Like, she's a professional swimmer. She literally wears that to work. I don't understand why you're mad. Why are we upset about this? It doesn't make any sense. And she's the only one that's in 2 separate bikini photos, at least according to these pictures. So let's settle down. Okay, let's calm down. Like, what in the world? It cracks me up. Like, listen, there are men out there that were reacting a certain way, which is the argument, right? Well, you're just doing this and you're, teasing the men and it's a sexual thing, blah, 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 blah. There are men out there that were being sexual with Riley Gaines' swim meets. Okay, let's just be honest with ourselves here. There are men that see a stick walking down the street and go, that's sexual. Like, is that the majority of men? No, but the guy's gonna get turned on by something, or a girl's gonna get turned on by something. They're gonna get turned on by it either way. So I don't know why we're so upset here. Everybody's dressed so cute, so stinking cute.
The one thing that always pops in my mind is gymnastics, because they wear, it's not skimpy for like sexual reasons. It's skimpy because they have to do the craziest movement ever. So they can't have things fly out, move around and show body parts. So this is nothing in comparison to that.
I know,
well, it's not a pro swimmer suit. Pro swimmer suits are actually a size too small. They're actually quite uncomfortable.
And they're one pieces,
and they're meant to increase or decrease the friction that you experience while you're going through the water. And I would rather wear a bikini than a pro swimsuit.
But my point is that you know what kind of body is under that swimsuit because it leaves nothing to the imagination. So my point is that she's in just as skimpy of an outfit, just as form-fitting of an outfit for her job. There are men that show up to the swim meets, that show up to the gymnastics meets, that show up to the police. Come on. Like, come on. Settle down. I can't. I can't with the outrage. Y'all have been driving me crazy for the last 3 days. Not anybody in the chat, but y'all have been driving me. I'm like, geez, anyway, can we talk about more important things for the love of Pete?
Well, and complaining about the calendar is not going to be changing much in the world. I think the change comes from other things other than a calendar. Like, what are you trying to change by complaining? You want women to wear more clothes? If that's it, like, what's your goal here?
I don't know.
Just to shame people. And I think a lot of, like, I don't know if it's specifically red pill people or the manosphere or who it is, the conservatives or all of them. What is the goal by complaining about this? You just want to shame. I feel like it's just people want to shame people.
And this proves my point. Where'd you go? I like women's volleyball for reasons. I know exactly what those reasons are. And well done. Kudos. Those women have amazing bodies. Again, short shorts. Do I understand some of it for some sports? No, it doesn't make any sense. Gymnastics, volleyball, you don't want like a bunch of loose clothing. It gets in the way. I get it. D-Day Direwolf says, encourage said men. They're going to get encouraged whether it's there or not. if they're not buying this calendar, they're gonna buy the Playboy one. Like,
guys, there's corn for free. Okay, literally, you just type it in the bar above in your web browser, and you can find real naked. Well, maybe not 100% real. Naked women. If you want a calendar, is not the same thing.
Yeah. It's to me, I thought it was hilarious. I mean, not the outrage, but it made me laugh because it was like, oh, okay. Like we're playing at the game. We got a charity. It's kind of like the firefighter calendar, right? The firefighter calendar goes to charity.
I love firefighter.
Yeah, it goes to charity. It's these men just being ridiculous in their ridiculous poses, and probably, well, I don't know about now, but photoshopped a slight smidge, and they're wearing like grease or whatever. It's the same like that. I don't see anybody throwing a tantrum over the firefighter calendar.
It's because women can ogle, but men can't. They can't help themselves, apparently.
I don't understand.
It's a double
point of the calendar is raise money for charity, sell it.
Look at this. Tara, as a conservative, extra girl wearing little shorts in her stream opening, I approve.
There you go.
Yes, it's no different than the Twitch thoughts, which the Twitch thoughts are even worse. They do actually sexually suggestive things. I've seen clips of Amaranth humping microphones and licking those ear microphone thingies. Like, it's really, go after them if you want to get more on that aspect and stop the sexualization of women.
Yeah.
So it's always going to be a double standard. Absolutely. All the freaking time. And Jonathan says the irony is these conservatives are clutching their Bibles about this when it's being produced by a right-wing beer company. Bible has a lot to say about alcohol. Ooh,
it really doesn't.
Does it?
It says no. Oh my God. Everybody's like, oh, you can't drink as a religious person. You're drinking. You're this. First of all, Jesus turned one. Secondly, it's not about the alcohol. It's about overdoing it. So getting shit-faced and screwing random strangers, committing crimes, losing yourself in the alcohol and blacking out every night. That is where the line is. It's the overconsumption of alcohol that is a sin. Not drinking the alcohol. That's fine. The alcohol itself is not a sin. I don't know where this came from. It's
now. Is it from? Maybe it's specifically certain religions, because I do know Islam, you're not allowed to drink alcohol at all.
That I would, yes. But if you are, if you're talking about the Bible in general as a Christian God, there's nothing in there that says you can't drink. There's nothing in there that says, well, the Old Testament, you couldn't modify your body, which people took as tattoos. But fun fact, Jesus wiped that all out, which is why Melanie is not going to hell, because she has tattoos all over her body. The alcohol has nothing to do with it. It's all about moderation, just like with anything else. Gluttony is the sin, not the food, right? So if you have food and you eat too much of the food and you're participating in the glutton, that's the sin. If you have alcohol and you're participating in too much alcohol and you're drinking for 9 hours straight and you're getting completely schmammered and you're acting a fool, that's the sin. The alcohol is not the sin. I don't know where that came from on the Christian side. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. I honestly don't know where that came from. And I used to think the same thing. So maybe it's just people that are hearing things and they're not really reading the Bible. But I specifically went and looked into it because I was wondering. So anyway, sorry, I ranted.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I'm curious to know what the Riley Gaines Center does to protect women's sports, like specifically, because how does one protect women's sports? I don't know. Because, I mean, the only things I've ever really seen is just Twitter videos and articles.
It's called Riley Gaines Center?
Riley Gaines Center, yep.
Okay, let's see.
And God. Because there's, like, obviously there's charities that are very obvious. You know, you do this, you save dogs, money to save the dogs. Okay.
Okay. The Riley Gaines Center creates courageous leaders to protect women in America. The left has used all its power to destroy the distinctions between women and men, eliminating opportunities for women and silencing those who dare speak the truth. The Riley Gaines Center identifies and recruits those targeted by the left, the center trains them to fearlessly, relentlessly, and eloquently defend America's founding principles and to become powerhouse leaders who work in positions of influence to keep America true to those principles. It's the exclusive home of Riley's work to lead this crucial cause through, and this is a list. Riley gains the speaking events and media appearances to rally everyday Americans to defend women's sports. A coalition of women, student athletes, and those who have been harmed by zealots. Blah, 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 blah. So it's kind of like a grassroots program, I guess.
Sounds like a lot of like inspirational speeches and just like what's the word for it? Motivation. It's not motivational speaking, but it's in that line of motivational speaking.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. Well, we'll see. I mean, I like the calendar. I didn't order it. I don't really want to order a sexy woman calendar. I mean, Mark will probably appreciate it.
All this outrage, I'm gonna need the conservative guys to do one too, because I think that'd be funny. Like, you see, like Michael Knowles just sitting there with his cigar, like, I hate my life. Like,
well,
it's not that he would do it. But
speaking of the Babylon Bee, this just to make this lighter, posted that they have a calendar featuring 12 pictures of fully clothed Thomas Massey posing with the Constitution.
Oh my God, I love it.
Would you buy this, chat? I love it. The redheaded libertarian says, I'll take 10. I just want a cheap calendar, just to have the dates on the I don't know, the fridge. If this, I just think it's funny. This could probably be a real thing. I think realistically, I think the FNT should do a calendar, but it should be the most memed photos of everyone on the panel.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
That'd be hilarious.
That would be funny. Just like a bunch of Photoshop pictures for literally no reason, without any context either. Because
unless you know the memes, like Az in his pink wig and a sexy body, and then there's I don't know, Jeremy on Mario's body or something like that. Yup. It would be fun. It would be fun. No boogie calendar. No.
You do not.
I saw his apron. No, thank you.
Do not poop. Can you imagine? Oh my God, his name just completely escaped me. Alex
Stein.
Thank you. I'm like, I was gonna say Alex Jones. Like, that's not right. I know that's not right. But can you imagine Alex Stein being in a calendar?
Oh my God. I don't want to know. Some of his outfits have been very interesting. I'm sure people would love it. I'm sure people
I think he should do one. I think that would be the funniest freaking thing, because he would have all these different crazy outfits and it would be hilarious.
Yep. A hairless cat Ryan. Yep. That would be hilarious. Krista, she is rough with those memes. Like, it sticks. She's really good at getting the internet. I'm very impressed with her. Yep. Very impressed with her. Max and his silkies. Ooh. Oh my.
Now that's contributing to the lust generation for sure.
Yep. So overall, calendar gate, stupid. Not the calendar itself. People being upset about the calendar. And y'all need to get out more. People wear more skimpier clothes out in real life than that. Oh my God, don't wear that tux swimsuit. Ugh. Oh,
that should be the entire calendar is just photos of him in the tux.
All right. Are we ready for Cake Gate?
I can't. Yeah.
I think okay, so we're going like the opposite way now. This is just a girl making a cake dressed pretty conservatively. Like when I said, what do you want from women? Do you want something all the way up to their necks and covering everything? And what is appropriate? So this is Isabella Maria De Luca. She is an influencer from what I can tell.
I honestly don't know. There's rumors about how she got popular. We're not going to really address those here for those of you who saw Nina's post. Because I don't know what's been confirmed and what's not. We're focusing on the original outrage. And I sent all these links into the Poor Choices DM on Twitter because I was trying to find out what the heck was going on. because all I'm seeing are these posts about boob size and this and that and the other. And it took me, I'm not kidding you, it took me an hour to find A, this original video, and B, who started it all. And I'll give you one guess as to who started all this drama.
The father.
Yeah, of the red pill movement. Why am I shocked by this information? Also, this video is 3 months old. So keep that in mind too.
Yeah, this is from October 24th last year.
He went and found it, and I don't know what triggered that. That far I didn't get down the rabbit hole. I don't know if she commented on something he posted and he got mad, or if he just was scrolling just to find something to start some shit on Twitter. I don't know, but the father of the red pill movement started these shenanigans, and good God. Anyway, continue. Anyway, here we go.
Well, D-Day, there's no father of the red pill.
No, but he calls himself that. Y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. He calls himself that.
Yeah. Boobgate. Yes, Boobgate. Or as Tegs called it, Cakegate. I was very confused when she said Cakegate. I'm like, okay. What does cake have to do? I thought she meant butt. But yes.
Solid snake, got it. Ding ding ding. Right. This is the original video. This is what sparked the outrage somehow 3 months later. Anyway, here we go.
I'm gonna just mute it. I don't know what music that is.
So we're gonna watch the video, and then I want you to, if you don't mind, exit out and like look at the video the way it's cropped on Twitter, and see if it'll do it. I don't know if it'll do it on the computer or not. I think it's only on mobile, but it's cropped a certain way, which is what started the whole outrage. It's like...
All right, so I mean, we get it, okay?
We get it. Oh, it is, yeah, no. Okay, so on the mobile app, you guys can go and look for yourselves. It's cropped. It's here, like the little square. You know how when you upload a video, it turns into a square, and it's like a little thumbnail. It stops just under her chest is the cropped version. So when you watch the video on the computer, it looks like this. When you watch it on TikTok, it looks like this.
Oh, that looks so good.
But if you're scrolling, all you see is this little box, and it stops under here, right? So people were like, oh yeah, she's baking a cake. Okay, whatever. Fake news, bull crap, blah, blah, blah. The one thing I will say that I kind of agree with, but I don't know how she normally films stuff, and as somebody who is terrible at filming anyway, like I get it, is most recipes I see when you're filming yourself doing a recipe, you're focused on the food or the drink or the thing, right? Whereas hers is very strategically placed to have her in the, but you can still see what she's doing. So it's like, okay, whatever. Who cares?
It's not the worst. And I mean, this is where I say, like, okay, maybe the shirt is tight, whatever, not a big deal. She is a big breasted woman. You can't hide them.
No, and she's fit, so she's not going to wear a boxy like me. I'm a little chunky, so I like to wear a little bit baggier shirts, and I have a very small chest. If I put that same shirt on, nobody would give two shits. I don't understand why everybody.
I mean, hey, some people are very good at hiding boobs. She's not going to ever be good because of her frame. She's a small body. Her boobs are wider than her chest area.
Yeah, I mean, kudos. I would like to look like that. Thank you so much.
Well, I don't think she eats her cake that she bakes, to be honest. Oh my God. Everyone in the chat's just like ogling her right now. This is why I don't understand why people are so upset.
And people are like, it's not about the cake. I'm like, is it? Or maybe it's both.
A bit of both. Why not? Like, hey, if you
it might be both.
If I were scrolling and I was like, oh my God, what's this all about? It catches your eye. Okay. Yeah. Marketing wise, it does catch your eye. And then
so I guess where I don't understand is what if she had been wearing a big old hoodie? Would you still say the same thing? Like, oh, it's not about a cake video. It's not about a cake because the camera angle is not right. Blah, 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 blah. Or would you have not cared? You care because she is wearing a t-shirt that hugs her curves.
There
like
you go.
This. If she had
got this whole modesty thing down. She's covered up now, guys. She can bake a cake. She can even pull the pan out of the oven, not need gloves. She's already got the gloves on.
It's wild to me. I can't. And then there was the woman
The Rage for Patriarchy?
The what?
Rage for Patriarchy, that lady? That's the one you sent about?
Oh, Aubrey Huff, yeah, slid into her DMs and then apparently, and then also bashed her. It's a guy. He also bashed her for looking like she did in that cake video, and she like absolutely just wrecked him. It was pretty funny actually. She like posted this screenshot. I was like, "Is this you sliding into my DMs?" Interesting. Anyway, no, I was gonna say a few months ago there was that woman that was dressed for church. We talked about this. I can't remember her name now, but she had like that skirt on that didn't go all the way down to her ankles and it like stopped at her knees and everybody lost their damn minds over that. I'm like, what do you all want? I don't understand.
Well, it's like this post here. So I guess she's getting a lot of like, she's doing a lot of reposts. If the left isn't appropriate, then neither is the right.
Right. Nobody would have given two shits if the girl on the left, aka somebody that looks like me, had that exact same frame and made that exact cake. And even tighter than that. Because I don't know, I think that girl on the left is probably wearing a sports bra. So let's put her in a regular bra that gives her a little lift. A little tiny one, because we got small boobies. Nobody would have batted an eye. People would have been like, oh my god, that cake looks so delicious. Oh my god. So yummy.
It did look delicious though. I wanted to try the cake.
I can't.
Oh God.
No, did he really?
Well, that's gotta be
screenshots of forever.
Oh, here we go.
So this sparked an international debate on Twitter, and I say international because it literally went, I'm pretty sure it went to space. Okay, the aliens were debating on this. This is all I've seen on my Twitter for the last 3 days. Big boobs versus small boobs. If she was small boobed, it wasn't. Oh, there's the grandfather of there he is.
Grandfather.
He started this mess. I'm like, Rolo, can you chill, please? God. I know. Here's the thing, too. Boobs are getting attention. What? Shocking. I'm shocked.
I'm not shocked.
What?
Every girl and every guy out there.
Water is
if you
wet.
see it, it's just like wing.
Even I'm like, we'll be out and about. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she's got a nice butt. Or she's got really nice boobs. And Duke is like, you check out women more than I do. What's wrong with you? Like, I think she looks pretty. I don't know. I don't have them, clearly. So I'm going to go bake a cake in this exact outfit with using that exact angle and everything. And we're going to see which one gets more popular.
Oh my God. We're just airing drama. That's public, okay? What's more inappropriate? Me baking in a shirt or Pearl
Lord.
streaming nearly topless? What?
I think she had a crop top on, but yeah, that's but yeah. And that screenshot looks like she's not wearing anything at all, which kudos, I guess.
I mean, she's technically right. I'm actually surprised Pearl would wear a strapless or anything.
Me too. I think she was wearing a crop. I didn't watch it, but I would assume a cropped up or maybe a strapless dress. I don't know.
Maybe,
I don't do strapless.
See, like I have given up on strapless anything because I just think it's just too.
It makes me look so boxy because I don't have any boobs. So.
Yeah,
and so it doesn't stay up.
Yeah, and I think with Pearl's frame too, I don't think having strapless because she has broader shoulder, it just shows more of that. And hey, take your fashion advice from Brittany Fenty. She's pretty good with that sort of stuff and colors and all that. I think she'd probably say the same. That's just me. That's just me. Ugh.
I don't know. Well, and then there was I saw Brittany get on this because Brittany's, in case anybody hasn't noticed, she's got
she's endowed.
So she was feeling some type of way. But she's not wrong. And that's the thing is like, listen, these women who have the big boobs could dress in muumuus and everybody would be like, oh my God, she's so fat because it makes you look boxy. If you have bigger chested up here, it makes you look super boxy. If you wear the big baggy stuff, like if you go back to Isabella's photo in the hoodie, that hoodie looks so freaking big on her because she has to get something that fits over her chest, right? So it looks super big and boxy. And then everybody thinks that they're fat and they call them fat and all this stuff when they're really not. But if they wear anything else, they get called A, B, C, and D. And like, listen, I get it. The angle of the camera, fine. Could she have actually filmed more of the food? Sure. but you got the gist, okay? As somebody who is like, oh, okay, I can figure out how to make that cake. Like, I can figure out how to make that cake from that angle of the camera. It's not like she was here the whole time. My brain hurts. My brain hurts. I'm tired. I'm tired of this arguing about men and women all the freaking time on what us girls do. Good grief.
I'm literally falling down a rabbit hole just watching people go back and forth on Twitter.
My God,
we got Rachel Wilson, Pearl, the Isabella. It's actually insane. Like, y'all need to get off Twitter.
Pearl actually defend what that was an interesting rabbit hole, and I'm just repeating what I saw. I don't know anything about Rachel. I know anything about her. Cannot confirm or deny. But Pearl, I guess, was like, Rachel is, you know, everything that you're not to Isabella. Like, they were getting into an argument. You know, she has this and this and this or whatever, because Isabella called Pearl out and was like, Rachel is everything you hate about women. Like, she's divorced. She has kids from multiple fathers, and yet here you are defending her because why? Like, oh my God, I was like, damn, I don't have enough popcorn.
Well, it is very true. And it's happened, I think, twice now, because I know Brittany has pointed out about another person that has a similar situation, and that Pearl defended because the enemy of your enemy is my friend.
Oh, yeah.
So this is why it's hard to have a strict stance. And then when you go outside the lines, people will call you out for it. And that has clearly happened.
Yeah. Mark has a point. This is actually a really good point. I didn't even think about this. She's a public figure and it's a social media video. Her not being in the video defeats the purpose of posting it. That's very true. It's not like her account is full of, like, and there are accounts that are like that I see on TikTok where you never see the girl except for like maybe here down, or if it's a side view of her like stirring the bowl. That's not like she's one of those. That's not where her account is. Her account is very much like, hi, here's my face. Here's what I look like. Here's this. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. What do I know? Not a lot. I don't know a lot.
Oh my God. Okay, this is where Tugs was talking about with the drums. The drums. Dang, Rachel says, dang, I feel like Bryson Gray right now, the whole normie TPUSA crowd coming with their pitchforks to convince me that the Republican 304s are good. It's the Democrats 304s who are the problem. Isabella replies, you're talking about me all day, yet you have 5 children from 2 different men and you're divorced. That's sinful and shameful. Rachel says, I was divorced long ago, not by choice. I've been open about this. I've been with my husband 16 years. How old are you? Are you going to get married and have kids before the wall hits? I don't know if Isabella's married or has kids.
I honestly don't know. I don't know. But look at Leon's law right there. Women can be real nasty to other women. Listen, I've been saying this. There is no one nastier to a woman than another woman. The petty, the lions fighting at the water hole. Yep.
Yep. All I can say is I don't know what happened with Rachel, but I'm going to do the same thing that red pill people do to women in a divorce. What did you do to maybe make him want to leave? Was there something that you could have done a year to 2 years before that? I don't know.
Yeah.
I always say it's never one person's fault. It's not his only fault. It's probably both of your fault. You just aren't talking about it.
That's what Pearl's argument is all the time, 99.9% of the time. Well, you know what, 100% of the time. I'm gonna go with 100, except for this one. She's like, well, Rachel is this and that and the other. Ma'am, you have gone after divorced women for less. Like, what?
Or married women.
Or married women for less. I have seen you go after posts where people are talking about abuse in their families. Like, well, what did you do? Like, what? Settle down. Not abuse, but like the red pill abuse kind of thing. Like, calm down.
Beware of the wall.
Beware of the wall.
It's okay. I just believe I've hit the wall already. It's okay. I'm fine with that.
Great Dimension says you can point a camera at just the cake if it's about a cake. She does. Twice. In the video.
Yeah, I can show the video again. I'm sure people are gonna love watching this. We'll just leave it up. Okay. Look, there's
the point of it though is not just about the cake. That is her content. You can agree.
Her brand is her.
Yeah.
Her brand is her.
Her brand is her face. If her brand was cakes, then she would focus on the cake. That's.
I mean, realistically, you could just, if she wanted to be all about her, the camera just wouldn't include the stove.
Right, yeah, she could have cropped this, and I've seen that too. She could have cropped this a completely different way. There's 2.
It's about both, okay?
There's 3 and 4 and oh wait, nope, not yet. Hold on. I don't remember what she called this, like a brown sugar or something. I think it looks really delicious.
It is called brown butter caramel cake.
That sounds amazing, and I would like to make it. Anyway, my point is if she had been small-chested, nobody would have cared. That's my point. It could be the same exact. I think that was everybody's point. Now here I'm just regurgitating everybody's thing. If she did not have the figure she has, and she posted the exact same video, I'm gonna need somebody with small boobs to do this. That has a big following to do it. And watch. It would not. Rollo Tomasi is not going to go hunt down a 3-month-old video of a chick that's this pretty with small tits baking a cake and be like, oh, you're a slut, blah, 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 or whatever it was he said. This isn't going to happen.
Okay, so we can, there's more here, of course. We'll get to your super chats in a moment. So Nina, lovely Nina Infinity, posted this, Rach for Patriarchy, which we saw her, Rachel Wilson earlier. Apparently Rachel Wilson is fine with expressing love for Melania Trump, who has had way racier photos in the past, but Melania is on the whole other sphere of fame. So she's not going to call her out on her past thottery. No, she's going to say, we love you, while proceeding to shame Isabella, a young conservative girl baking cake, because how dare she talk politics while wearing a tight shirt. I can't make this crap up. I guess we got that. Well, that happened. And nobody is offended by the video. We are offended that she expects us to believe she is here to talk about politics. To all who've reached out, thank you. Here's my personal experience with COVID. We love you, Melania. There you go.
Listen, and do we not pretend that Melania also talks about politics? Hello? She's literally the president's wife. And she has, not a lot, because it's not her scene, but she has, while she was the president's wife, actively spoke several times about several different political things. She has her own political charities. She has her own educational stuff that, but she's allowed to do it because, okay. What do I know? What do I know? I know nothing.
Rachel says, you're so dense. Missed the whole point of the argument. It was never about the cake or the shirt, as I've explained multiple times to all the slow people. It's about the fact that Isabella expects us to believe that she is here to talk about politics. She is simp fishing and pretending to be into right-wing politics because she knows there's a large market of young, disaffected men on the right. She is doing a cosplay of conservative Christian women when really she's just another Instagram bikini babe. I just want these girls to stop insulting my intelligence. Melania has never pretended to be a political thinker while modeling bikinis. How do you know what's going on in her mind?
What do I know? I know nothing.
Also,
she may be shrimp fishing, and she may. But I feel like there are and I don't know the girl personally. I'm just being thrown in this chaos for this last 3 days because nobody will stop talking about it. Yeah, exactly, Naptown. It's impossible to talk politics and bake cakes. It has to be one or the other.
But that's the thing. It's like this whole world, people want to be in these nice, clean boxes. But the thing is, people are on these scales of like politics, for example. Not everyone is a right or a left. You know that graph showing where everyone sits in terms of like choices and ideas and it's statistics, right? Most people are in the middle and then it tapers off as it goes to the side.
Yeah.
Right. So it's the same thing with the politics. Most people are going to be kind of middle right, middle left, most likely, and probably mostly in the middle. And there's going to be, of course, the people that do not care at all. But how do you know? How are you in her head that she is not or is right-wing political?
Right.
Like you can't put that on someone. If she had tweets, how Nina found those tweets, Rachel, then maybe she has something to say. Give us proof. What proof do you have of this?
Admiral says she was talking. No, that's the thing. That's even what is even funnier about this.
There was no politics of the cake.
There was no politics in that video.
It was music. I had to mute it. Actually, that should be a thing. Girl, you should talk about politics while you bake your cake.
Well, now she has to, I feel like. Whether she's right, wrong, whether she's playing the system, where she's a fake, I don't care. Like, at this point, you got to do it now. That's going to be, like, later when I post my mojito that I made, that I took a video of, I'm going to have music. Am I going to talk and do a voiceover? I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
I might just do one, just reading
Does
all
that
of
mean
Rachel's
I'm
tweets.
not allowed to talk about
baking
stuff? Like, what? I don't understand.
Oh. I know. We've talked a lot about cake. Now I want cake too.
I want cake now too.
Yeah. BB's right. Boobs are now political. What the hell?
That does not surprise me, actually.
And then I guess we'll just read Nina's reply here. Isabella's 23 years old. She's making mistakes 23-year-olds make. I've made them. I'm sure you've made them. My point is, who do these young women have to look up to? Trump ended up marrying a woman who did softcore corn, and then became the leader of the conservative movement. And you have no problem with that. These girls need role models, people who live with what they preach, and by showing them how successful you can be while being modest, as an example. Shaming them in the way that you are, I think, will have the opposite effect. You're not helping her or girls her age that think this is how you become rich and famous. You just drive them to the other side. And as a Christian, isn't the whole point to save people's souls or whatever? To guide people, the misguided, is your goal to teach her what it means to be modest, or shame her to the arms of the devil, so to speak? What is your purpose?
Damn.
That is actually good questions to ask, Nina. Yeah.
Jeez,
good job, Nina.
Dang.
I mean, to put it right, like, yeah, what is her point? Like, she said her point was to say, oh, she's shrimp fishing, so she's shaming her.
There is a lot of shaming going on. That is very, very true.
Yeah. Isabella's not making mistakes. She knows exactly what she's doing. Either young women are responsible and have agency, or they don't. You try to have it both ways.
And this is where Rachel ended up blocking Nina. So I had to find this video, like the link that she posted, and repost it for Nina to watch. This video, yeah, this video. It's a clip from a podcast. And again, Legal Mindset knows more about who is talking. It's some girl. I think she's on the phone on this guy's podcast, and she's talking about how Isabella and allegedly, I don't know what has proof or not. I did not go into that, but apparently she lied about having cancer to go to a concert at work at one point. Something about plagiarism. I don't really know what that was. Faking an injury because of a MAGA hat. That's how she got famous, supposedly. This is what this girl's saying in this video. And there's more to it, but just like basically awful things. And so if that is true, and all of those things are true, we're going to play devil's advocate and go with, if they are true, why was that not the focus point to begin with? Rolo has a very niche audience. He does his thing. Him quote tweeting her and being like, you are the problem with modern women, but whatever. I get that. But you, as somebody who has not, you, whoever you are, as other people who supposedly have knowledge of all these horrible, awful things and how terrible of a person she really is, you didn't immediately come out and be like, well, she did these. And it took you 4 days to go on some guy's podcast to be like, well, we have the biggest problem because she's a liar and a thief and blah, 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 blah. Shouldn't that
should have been said outright? Realistically, right? if that was your point, it wasn't your point. Where is it? John, Rachel's butthurt over a hotter chick. Maybe that was what it is. I don't know. Okay. I could see it. I mean, women tend to be jealous of other women when they are prettier and get more attention.
Yeah. And I don't know. I don't know. Oh, Isabella is single. I just looked it up because I was curious. She's single. If that's your point, and that has been your point, and this and that and the other, and not just Rachel, because she's mentioned a couple times she's a terrible person, blah, 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 whatever, then say why. Drop your evidence. Be like, this is why we don't like her. It's not to do with the stupid cake, and I'm glad Rolo brought attention to it. Whatever. That should have been your topic from the beginning, because that's serious crimes that are happening there. If that's true. If it's true. I don't know. I don't know.
But, yeah. God.
Either way. Either way.
But I'm just looking at Rachel's timeline here, and she's retweeted all the people on the red pill side a lot.
This is not the girl who's going to radicalize how politics work. This is very fair. It's a very fair statement. Calm down. She's not Mother Teresa. Relax. Golly,
yeah, it's
very,
very interesting. And I don't know what her stance on anything is. And I'm just looking. Her first video is Tucker Carlson, case for homeschooling in the age of the beer bug and woke indoctrination. So I guess she's kind of in that sphere if she's striving for people to homeschool their kids.
Yeah.
But, I mean, hey, if you can homeschool your kids and live off of one salary, go ahead. But some people don't have the luxury of that, unfortunately. You got to do what you got to do to make things work. Kids are damn expensive. They're really expensive. Oh my God. But yeah, it's very crazy how the world has gone to this, and people complaining about cake. Or sorry, a girl baking a cake.
A girl baking, a big boobed girl baking. Because I'm telling you right now, if there was a girl with the same following, looked the same, had the same past, had the same let's just take her actually and
just make her boobs smaller
to a B cup, and I guarantee you there would be nothing. We wouldn't have even seen this video. I would never have seen this video in my life. I guarantee you.
Absolutely.
Poor girl needs a potato stack.
We have John Thomas, member for 7 months. Oh wait, we read that. Yes, I just got confused with the CC. That's why I kept it. Darian Murphy for $4.99. Rachel posted on X a video of her husband interviewing someone who knows Isabella's shady past.
Oh, that's her husband. Oh, interesting.
It's recent. Be careful who you defend. I mean, I'm not defending her specifically. I'm defending the fact that people are complaining about a big boob woman baking a cake.
On camera. God forbid.
I don't know anything about her. She could be a really crappy person. We're just talking about the specific example of that.
I do find it very interesting that was her husband. Interesting. She's been arguing with this woman for 3 days, and all of a sudden a girl comes on her husband's podcast. It's like, well, she's shady. Okay.
No. Don't believe everything on the internet either. As we have learned, people give people the false tips. And they assume, do your research. I mean, hey, if her husband did the research, all the power to him. All the power to him. But you need to do the research first before you go on the internet and slander someone's name.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, like I said, I don't know anything. If that's anything in that video on that podcast of Rachel Wilson's husband, I have no idea if any of that's true. That's just that was the last thing I saw before I had other stuff to do today. And I was like, oh boy, this could be a problem. But if it is true, maybe start with that. Maybe. Then we have context. That kind of stuff needs to be called out. Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. Especially if someone with such a big following. Like, absolutely. Yeah. Like, listen, you did these horrible things. Have you changed your behavior? Have you grown from it? Have you whatever? You know what I mean? These are very, very important issues that do need to be discussed now that it's out there.
I'm
tired.
Okay. Thank you, Darian. And for another $1.99 says Tug sent you the Isabel video in IG.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. Thank you. I appreciate it. I've seen it.
Which video is he talking about?
I think the podcast. That's the only one I think of. Unless there's a different one. Let me check. I'll double check. Let me check.
Okay. And then we have Andrew Matthews for £2 says the cooking video compared to.
Oh, ST. She lost her. She got ripped up one wall, down another two.
Wait, what happened?
That the blonde. Yeah, I've seen it. Thank you, Darian. It's the same video. The blonde ST. I love her. Hold on, I'll show you. The one that looks like Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, the one with the curls and she videotapes herself at home.
Remember, she got freaking bullied too. Why? They were talking about her chest too.
Good wrench. So is gatekeeping good or bad this week?
A queen. We love her. Yeah, as we can see, I think we all know why people got mad at her. I think we can put 2 and 2 together here. Literally.
I forgot that her name was ST. She's so cute.
She's so stinking cute. And her husband are adorable. And she actually walks the walk too. So, but she went viral. She was all over the news. She went viral. And people were exactly the same exact thing that is happening now. Exact same thing. Oh my God. She's just fake. She's this. She's that. Blah, blah, blah. I'm sensing a pattern. my poor big boobed girls, just tape them up. All right. Just save yourself the pressure. Save yourself the drama.
I heard that like chest binders are really uncomfortable from this. They're was so from the Jubilee where it was like the trans debate and the women to men when they had to bind them. You could only do it for like 8 hours a day at most. Kind of like how contacts. I mean, I know I'm bad. You shouldn't be wearing them for more than 8 hours a day, but you know, people do. So I can't imagine what that would feel like. Internet hates big milkers. Hashtag stop lactose intolerance. Wow, intolerance now.
Grant says I don't remember them talking. It was both. I think the more popular argument I think was the whole try-to-wife thing, and like people thought she was, you know, just bonkers, but it was both. Because I remember them being like, who cares? She looks like Marilyn Monroe. She's got tits, blah, blah, blah. She's fake. I'm like, oh my God. Because now trad wives and conservative women and things like that can't have big boobs.
Biggest thing, this is true here, the T Pro. Biggest thing is to ignore the comments. That's not how the internet works. Absolutely. I'm very good at ignoring comments. Gary says this really well. You can read comments, take a grain of salt with everyone. It's nice to have good comments. It's nice to have bad comments. One of my favorite podcasters says he doesn't like reading either the good or the bad because it can go either way. You can either go down a dark rabbit hole of being like, oh my God, everyone hates me, or your ego would be boosted so high up that, you know, it's super inflated. And I think either way, it's bad. So peeps be crazy.
People are crazy. People are crazy. Can't do anything right.
Yeah.
I'm siding with the feminists on this one. We can't do anything right. That's the second time I've had to say that in like 3 weeks of us doing sip and chills. I can't remember what we were talking about last time. And I was like, we can't do anything right. We really can't.
That, you know, where most people are, where normies in the majority of the population is somewhere in the middle between the absolute conservative, red pill, all that stuff, that sector of the internet, and then the fourth wave feminism. You know, it's the same thing, the statistical graph. Everyone's kind of somewhere here. And then there's got the little people over here. And they're the loudest ones too. Everyone in the middle are pretty like, I just want to live my life.
I'm like, I just want to eat cake. Like, leave me alone.
Yeah, maybe this is what we have to do. Just come out with cake videos.
Now, yours will go viral because you got curvies. I don't have curves.
But that's the thing is like, I prefer to really hide them.
Yeah.
Like really hide them. There are ways to strategically hide them if you really want.
Oh yeah, I mean, she did. You know, you wear the bag of your clothes or whatever, or like Isabella did in that photo where she was like, "I think I've got this modesty thing now." You can't tell it. You know what I mean? At least in that picture, you know they're there, but you can't see it as much.
Yeah, but that's okay. My online life is different from in-person life, as you've seen with the clothes I wear in person. So
yeah,
the waist up, very different out in the real world, but that's just me. There is a strategy to hide the bobs. Okay, B-Bean? There is.
Yeah, there is.
It's not always comfortable, but I just, that's just my preference. It's fine.
I will make a cake video when I can find myself a good tripod to hold my camera like this so that I can do two-handed things instead of filming like this.
All right, we got Nick the Greek for $1.99 says there's cake in the video. I didn't notice.
I want to make that cake so bad.
Hey, I think you should just If I made the cake, I'd probably just end up bringing it to work and be like, "Hey, I made this. Don't want it." At hospitals, people love food. If you have any food, it's all eaten. I don't know. Those nurses would be hungry like crazy. Thank you, Nick. Mr. Perfect for $1.99. To hell with the cake. I want a piece of her pie.
Oh my Lord.
Oh my God. Mr.
More Hail Marys.
Y'all in the chat need to calm down.
Jeez.
Mr. Perfect.
Oh my Lord, jeez.
Oh God. Yeah. Boobs are required to make the cake.
Yeah.
What are boobs called?
Cakes over here.
Because cakes are the butt. So
rack? Yeah, that's right.
The rack?
You don't know. Cupcakes? I don't know.
Cupcakes.
Mecca says Isabella makes a point of posting photos every day of posted photos. Now to piss off the leftist. Now she would do it. I'm gonna go with posted like sexy photos. What are you missing a word there? Now she will do it for those on the right. No kidding.
I don't know her, but if that's the case, that makes me think she likes trolling.
Trolliolis? Yeah.
Maybe. I'm not sure. This is just based on that little sentence there.
It might, yeah.
So I love trolling. I love trolling so much on the internet. It's so fun to shock people. Fuck you do.
Swings the bonk mace around.
Yeah, we need the bonking stick right now.
Bonk. No
Everyone needs a bonk in the chat.
All of you are getting bonked. 114 bonks happening. Bonk, 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 bonk.
Oh, here. Yeah, she trolls the leftists. There we go.
Well, that's also important context. This is very important context. We should do a bonk emoji. A bonk stick emoji.
Well, I mean, there is literally the dog that gets bonked all the time. We could do that. We could do that. Yeah. Michael King for $5 says, look up Giada De Laurentiis from the Food Network. Did numerous shows wearing tank tops and other clothing showing off cleavage. Okay, so let's just
and what's she famous for, chat? What do everybody know when you say Giada De Laurentiis? What is it?
Oh, I said her name wrong. Yeah. Giada.
Her food is what she's famous for, but you also know why. My argument is just becoming more and more clear. She does not have big old boobies either. So she was wearing the tank tops and cleavage. But if I remember right,
what was her show called again from the Food Network?
I think it was just called Giada.
Okay. Share screen. There you go.
People know her for her what? Oh, right, her food.
She's in every picture with her food. But that's the thing. That's her brand. She herself is her brand. That's what the influencer space is about. Destiny, for example, big, one of the biggest streamers out there.
She's got bigger.
He's in every video because his face is his brand. There are very few people in the world that can do avatar content. And the only ones that come to mind, Mahler, Gundam.
And they have voices.
Very recognizable voices.
They have Doomcock too. The way he does his.
Oh yes, Doomcock.
He does his altered. I think it's his altered, but the way he does his voice, it's very specific, and so that's what draws people in. Like a Drinker could have done. I firmly believe if he had wanted to, Drinker would be one that he could have done faceless content because of his voice, because of his accent. He could have absolutely done it, but he chose to be on camera. So every photo he posts, every video he does, whatever, is going to have his body in it, his face in it, his whatever in it, right? It just is. Yeah. But Giada De Laurentiis, despite showing her cleavage on most of her episodes, I love her food, by the way, is famous for her food. Why?
Yeah. It's okay to be pretty and have talent in whatever content you do.
Got a huge talent. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's not technically the easy way for men specifically. I will say this for men, because most people don't go to men's stream for their looks. Like XQC, he's not. I don't think he's cute, but that's just me. Okay. He got the biggest contract I've ever heard of with streaming content, so we can use him as a barometer. He is not cute at all, in my opinion. So yeah, Women?
I don't get it.
I don't know. Are there any women, like, besides VTubers? VTubers do not count because there's an avatar. But are there any women that only use a profile pic or only their voice?
Lady Gravemaster.
That's true. That is very true.
That's the only one I can think of off the top of my head. You for the longest time.
Oh yeah, but I didn't do my own content solo.
That's fair. That's fair.
Solo. Yeah. VTubers? You don't know what VTubers are? Oh, Grant. They are VTuber. Who is a famous VTuber, chat? Please help me out.
Don't look at me. Sometimes I wish I had gone that way. No offense, guys.
I don't even know. But what's the one that bothers Camelot? I forgot her name. Lauren Chen used to hide her face. Oh, I had no idea.
Oh, that's right. Oh my god, I forgot about Lauren Chen.
Oh, Lofty.
I don't know if that counts as a VTuber or not, but yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Lofty has done a face reveal though. For those that know, Shy Lily. Okay, we'll use Shy Lily then, because I don't know any VTubers. Pipkin. Yes, Pipkin. Okay. For Grant, this is for you. So this girl, I'm quite sure it's a girl. I'll show you. Pipkin does VTubing. Let's see. She's live right now. Here, I'll show you.
Gameplay is 2/2013 for trailer. Is there any?
This muted? Unmute site.
Jurassic Park survival trailer. Are there any trailers for the actual gameplay?
There you go. So you have an idea of what a VTuber is. So you have an avatar. The webcam, you have a webcam and it matches your face movement, body movement, blinking even, where you're looking. It's actually pretty intense, the software that you can get. And there's obviously levels. I created a VTuber avatar when I got sick. And it was actually really fun.
I remember that.
It was really fun. But haven't used it in a while. When I get sick again, maybe I'll use the VTuber avatar.
I liked it. I was like, oh my god, I don't even know how to create one.
It is well, there's different ways. There's different programs, and it's fun. It's fun. So Jason Webster for 10 Australian. Sorry. Thank you so much, Jason. I find a beautiful woman attractive. However, if a woman displays personality, confidence, sensitivity, sincerity, sophistication, and emotional intelligence, they're more attractive. I absolutely agree. A person can go from an 8 to a 3 if they have a rotten personality. A 5 can go to a 10 with all the things that he has said in his super chat here. And a lot of women, before the internet has gotten to this point with the relationship sphere, there's so many hot women who are with not so good looking guys or at their level because of men's personality. If you are funny, that is the one thing you can attract a whole lot of women, a heck lot of women, just based on that. Because we want someone to be able to like interact and have fun with. And if you have even like the emotional intelligence, the sensitivity with the sophistication, like, God, you are a top tier man. You don't have to be hot to get a relatively good looking girl. So, yeah. Gosh. Dating these days, it was so much easier back in the day when you didn't know about this sort of stuff. And then now having the internet and all these videos and all these like,
I'm so sick of the women versus men crap.
I feel like it started off with such an actual earnest of wanting to make things better for people. And then we got to a point where we actually shamed people for a lot of things.
Oh yeah. Jesus.
Instead of looking for someone who has the attributes you want, they hate on the people who don't have the attributes they want.
Yeah.
So there are people out there that if you want. Oh, and I love home math. I love home math. If I eat food off of your plate, those calories don't count. If I return something and buy something, it's basically free.
Girl math.
Yeah, and divorce wasn't incentivized either. Yep. Lots of things to think about. Okay, so we'll go to the last topic. And we won't read the whole article because it's a really long one. But maybe we can just read the tweet. But something called the golden penis or the golden disparu syndrome. I called it the golden D syndrome, so that's why we're calling it disparu. What is it and how is it affecting your dating prospects? Today's women are being faced with far fewer attractive dating prospects on college campuses and seemingly everywhere else. They're frustrated with ghosting, cheating, and other forms of bad dating etiquette on the part of men who are reaping all the benefits of detached sex among today's abundance of single young women. The term has been coined to describe the phenomenon golden penis syndrome. The term refers to the phenomenon where a small number of men get an overinflated sense of their own prowess and good looks because they're far outnumbered by women and therefore are in high demand. Their sexual and emotional needs are being catered to by dozens of women at any given moment, women to whom these men will never commit. How do young women begin to navigate the dating scene with fewer choices in desirable men? See, I don't love the way this is titled. Like, how do people find a desirable man when there's few choices?
I'm trying to process. That was okay.
I mean, EVE magazine usually gets things right. Usually, and because they're more in the middle. They're not super feminist. They're not super red pilled or anything like that. They're usually more logical. I don't think that they're hitting this correctly, but that could just be the quote. I don't know. This
well, to begin with, and again, I'd have to read the whole article. I'm just going to go off this part of the article that they chose to select out. The term refers to small number making the oversight. Yeah, because they're far outnumbered by the women, therefore in high demand, and these women are sleeping with them. So stop doing that.
I think that what the article is lacking in highlighting is that women, their wants and needs, that list is creating the small group of men that are desirable.
Well, that too, yeah. They're frustrated with ghosting, cheating, and other forms of bad dating, who are reaping all the benefits. Here's the key is here. Of the men who are reaping all the benefits of detached sex among today's abundance of single young women. So stop giving them the detached sex. The reason that they have all these women is because they can, because the women are giving it to them.
And
bad
that's
or good.
Because I mean, in today's world, Gen Z, they literally do not care about relationships. They don't want the emotional aspect and the relationship that comes with being in a partnership. They want polygamy, polycules. I don't know what these titles are. Yet again, these freaking titles. And just they don't want to be in a monogamous relationship. They'd rather with what's it called? When you cuffing season, they're okay with being with one person up till a certain point, and then oh my god, it's hot girl summertime.
Oh yeah.
Or hot boy summer. I don't know what's the term for that.
Hot girl
polyamory. Cheers. And by seemingly being more available, being cool, and acting like a dude, and being like, I'd love to, do the nasty, and I don't care about commitment. You are allowing these men to get what they want anyway. And especially the list of men of the needs and wants in a man for just sex is actually ridiculous. You literally just want a hot guy to sleep with. And then the hot guys are literally reaping the benefits because they're like, I got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, so I can get any woman I want. I can go out to the bar, flash whatever needs to be flashed, and I got it. Get home with a woman every night.
Yeah.
So, gosh, who is at fault for the golden peen?
The golden disparu.
Well, and I think this is why that this article is very confusing because they're putting it on the men when actually it initially with the women, the men are just a reaction to the movement.
I would agree with that.
It's like if you go out in a skimpy shirt, you're probably going to get catcalled.
Yeah.
So it's a reaction.
Post a video of yourself doing cake.
There's going to be a reaction.
Although did it, I will. Men, technically men, they gave women the rights, these rights that we have. And it's just
thank you, Dina. Yes, let's blame men for all these problems.
Don't let Rolo Tomasi hear you say that.
You are so right. I'm going with this. Men gave the women rights, and now it's your fault. Yeah. So it's a reaction to you.
You guys gave the mouse a cookie, and now look at what happened.
Yes, all you guys in the chat, y'all did this, okay? Reap what you sow. I'm kidding.
Consequences to your actions. Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. T-Pro, I think you should try yoga pants. They're very comfortable.
You can pry my yoga pants from my cold, dead fingers. Or legs.
Oh, here. This is interesting. Tara says, Red pillars call it GPS golden Poussey syndrome. It's the woman's belief that once she sleeps with a man, he will be desperately in love with her, even the guys who easily get all the women. That is probably
that's the rom-com's fault.
That's the rom-com's fault. Also, if you think about how women view sex versus men, you can only relate to what you experience. And as we know, having sexual relations with a man, you produce oxytocin, which is a happy hormone, and you associate, and you're like, you literally become happier and more attached the more you have sex.
Yep.
So how do you compare that to a man? Men don't feel that way specifically. There are some, I'm sure, when you have that emotional connection. But if we're talking about just like a hookup, casual encounter, it's not, a guy's not going to fall in love after the first time. There is literally a cliche about a woman who is clingy after you hook up with her. Yep. How many times has it been the men versus women? Women are far more clingier than men.
Oh, yeah.
There are definitely some men out there that are way too, but not as large of a number as women. So, yeah. Golden Poussey.
Jeez,
oh gosh. But yeah. You have to post Mark's comment. Extra girl is wearing yoga pants and I've hugged her butt thrice today. Wow. He did. He stepped on my foot to get to my butt the one time. And I said, ow. I was like, I can't help myself. I'm like, honey. And it's actually not yoga pants. They're actually my work pants for the hospital. But they look cute.
Ooh.
They look super cute.
Chicka wow wow in
Yep. Mark's after the cakes. Maybe I should bake a cake, but show my butt instead. I'll use the spatula in my cheeks and like spin it around. Is this how I learned how to twerk? I'm kidding. A bonky stick. Yes, chat. Actually, Mark probably needs bonked. Well, Mark's right foot, he can't feel with it, so he will step on you and won't know he stepped on you. It's happened.
Your leg is broken, and you're like, ah! He's like, what happened? Gosh darn it! I keep trying to hide these comments. It's not working out. There we go.
Wow, what was this? I tuned in TNME last week and know why Mark was late. Oh yeah, Mark told me that he spilled the beans.
He spilled the beans or he spilled the cake?
Well, he spilled the beans about the cake.
Oh
my God. It's actually not that long. It's a 4-minute read. We should read this. I want to read what this EV magazine article has to say.
That's probably fair. Context is probably important.
Yeah. Okay. A term has been coined, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Earlier this month, the New York Post did an expose on these dire dud dating conditions plaguing a large swaths plaguing large swaths of young women on college campus. Because it's college campuses. You can't put this into, this is the world if it's just about this one college or colleges. That's not the world. Anyways, good night, Holocron. Just 40.5% of college students in the U.S. are male, according to the National Student Clearinghouse, meaning they're in short supply and high demand when dating on campus. A lack of competition has led these men to develop golden penis syndrome, an arrogance that stems from the assumption that a steady supply of females will be sexually interested in them. Now, I will say this. I went to a school where there was 20% men, 80% women. It is actually true.
That's the thing, is women are dominating everywhere right now. We're all over the schools. We're all over the workforce. We're all over the... It's so freaking annoying. No offense to women, but
it's just annoying. It's like annoying in this, like, school is different than the real world, though. You're not going to be dating everyone at every job that's out there. Depends on the job and how big the company is. But in a school, it's way different. You have way more hormones going on. And I mean, college is university in the States, right? Like, it's like the degrees, not the diplomas, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So higher education, if they want to call it that. I don't think it's that high of an education. I think it's just different type of education. It's book learning. A lot of book learning, not a lot of practical skills.
It's just, it's interesting to watch the snowball effect, because women wanted so badly to be in these spaces, and now they're dominating the spaces, and then they complain that they can't find any good men in the spaces. It's like,
so at least with schools, I don't think it's just, it's the fact that women dominate because they compete to be in there. It's just an application of women with
right. The application, the affirmative action for women, whatever you call it.
But I wouldn't call it, like, me going to school was not affirmative action. Me applying to school was wanting an education, get a job.
Right.
Personally, at least for myself. Like, I wouldn't, I don't know. It's kind of like one of those hard things where personally, I don't think me going to school was being like, I'm a feminist. I just wanted to get a job. But I don't know.
I was looking up
not merit-based. I mean, it is kind of merit. Well, I mean, okay. Maybe today it might not be merit-based. I know there was that article about that Harvard, very smart, did all the extracurriculars, white guy, couldn't get in.
Oof. Probably replaced by a girl.
I don't know. But college or university for me was very different when I went in early 2000s. So vastly different. But who knows? But in any case, there's more men in these schools. There's more men in general in the world. Okay. Or sorry, there's more women in the world. In like, there's what, 52%?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know the number.
I believe. What's the world percentage of females versus males?
49.75% of the world population is women.
Okay. 49 are women? So there actually are more men?
49.75% of the world population as of November 25th of 2023 is
that's
female.
changed then. There's less women than men.
Gosh, sorry. How many men in the world?
Sean, you're probably right. China probably throws off the numbers internationally.
I'm so sorry.
I don't mean to laugh, but yeah, no, it's true. It's true.
Well, yeah. Interesting.
Very interesting.
I wonder how many of those converted.
I wonder what.
I wonder if that counts though. Like, honestly, does that count? Like, are they? They're not specifying that. You know what I mean? Nowadays, you're gonna have to. Now you're gonna have to specify that.
Also, does this count? I mean, it's probably negligible in the grand scheme of things, especially with like 8 billion people in the world. The like the trans people, I feel like it's negligible.
Yeah, no, that's my point. Like, how many of those women that make up are actually women?
Maybe that's what we need to do. We have to have less war so that not as many men die. That is a factor.
Yeah.
It is certainly a factor. But anyways, where are we? Further, the Brookings Institute has reported a precipitous decline in university enrollment among males in 2020. Total first-time student enrollment was 13% lower in fall 2020 than in 2019. The decline seems to have been driven largely by a drop in total male enrollment, which is over 7 times larger than the drop in female enrollment, negative 5.1% and negative 0.7% respectively. Interesting. Male students now make up a smaller share of enrolled students in the U.S. than ever before. Just 41% of students are enrolled in post-secondary institutions in the fall of 2020 were men. Now, when was this article written? 2021. Oh, so it's actually quite old. Fewer men and more women on college campuses creates fierce competition among women who wish to find a suitable college boyfriend who may be interested in more than just sex, and they're all too often coming short. When I was in college, I never dated college students. I actually dated because where I worked, I had a lot of older friends, so we just dated their friends. I never went through this at all. Like, this is just insane. Did you go to college?
Yeah, I only went for like a year.
Did you date in college?
Because I didn't date anybody seriously.
I would love to interview like a couple college males and see if this is a thing for them, or are people just picking certain people because they're the jocks, they're the engineers, or whatever it is that
I don't know.
Makes people potential mates.
Oh, excuse me. I don't know. It's interesting for us to do about college boyfriend may be interested more in sex than. Well, the thing is too is I got nothing. I wasn't in college for long enough to.
I never was in college, so I had guys, and I talked to them about dating. I mean, they didn't seem to have a problem with dating per se. Certain ones were more floozier than others, and some found girls they settled in with and eventually married. So it's actually very interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. What did Jonathan say that you were agreeing with B Bean while I'm finding this? Okay, here. In the US, it's 49.5% male and 50.47% female. Oh, so it's actually more females in the States.
Don't look at me. I'm just reading what Google said. I don't know.
That was worldwide. So.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Good point. I forgot that mine was a worldwide statistics. I was like, I don't know. I'm just reading it. Yeah. Okay. We're both right. Okay.
Yeah. As a dating and relationship coach, I'm very familiar with this golden disprove syndrome phenomenon as it relates to the many young women I assist in sorting through their dating doldrums. Oh my God. It goes something like this. I met Chad. Chad is really hot and sexy. He's super popular and so many girls like him. I slept with him and fell in love, and now he stopped texting me. How do I get him back? You can't.
You don't. Yeah, your way to get him back was to not sleep with him. Sorry, Jessica.
Yeah. Also, I think there's a thing, we've seen it before. It's like the vetting process. If another girl likes the guy, you automatically like him. He's a wanted commodity.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Everyone in chat, they don't. I love D-Day's just laughing over there. Meanwhile, 3 or 4 other girls are active on his phone as of 7 p.m. How do you know this? One naked by his side and 300 more neatly filed away among several obscure messaging apps. Through my countless hours of labor and research in helping these women reconcile their heartbreak, I've come to the conclusion it's entirely impossible for women to make a comeback from this walk of shame blunder and regain Sir Golden Disparu fleeting interest. Once he's gotten his fill of unattached sex, he's gone. He's been lavish with attention, idolization, emotional investment, and finally sex. in exchange for essentially nothing on his part. Bare minimum effort with a few sparse texts, brief initial stage love bombing, a swift top bunk liaison, and she's left high and dry with some ghosting. This is all too commonplace. Now, love bombing, real thing, where you seemingly are so into the girl, you say, maybe I love you or something close to that. That is actually insidious. I don't agree with that. You shouldn't be doing that. But that's also, when it's too early, it's too good to be true. I don't I don't want to knock women who fall for it because it does happen. But don't listen to what they say. Observe what they do. Because so many women and men, maybe, I don't know what the dating market is like these days, fall for that crap. And I absolutely hate it. So it worked for Shad. Well, Shad is not love bombing with minimum effort. He actually courted his wife, dated, asked significant questions, talked about religion. He may have love bombed as well, but he probably actually did fall in love with her. I think he was in love with her before he even actually started dating her. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's different.
Would you blame women for this? Like, if they fell for this, or like, would you not? I don't know. I think.
I think I do blame women, but I don't think that it's. I think that comes from. What's the word I'm going for? How am I going to put this? It comes from being love bombed like that, and us being like, "Oh my gosh, he really likes me." Blah blah blah. Comes from it being ingrained into our person from, I don't know. You can call it romance books. You can call it broken houses. You can call it, I mean, from a bunch of different things. I don't think that it's our fault completely. I think we're biologically, we like attention. That's how we're all wired. Your 5 love stages or whatever. Most women, I would say 90% of us, if not more, we love the attention. We love being touched. We love all these things. And so when that happens to us and it's somebody that we think likes us, we don't see clearly anymore. And I think that it's just,
yeah,
it's a combination of a bunch of things. Broken homes don't help. That does not help because you may or may not have a male figure around to be like, he's messing with you, get it together. You know what I mean? And so your girl's hyping you up. Oh, it's fine, honey. It's fine. It's, I know, just like that movie, he's just not that into you. I know this one guy that he ghosted his first girl, and then 20 years later they got together. But okay, right. We all have these exceptions, these little exception stories. I think that all gets together. And so we hold on to it. So.
Yep. And I mean, Jonathan brings up a point here. Women control access to sex. Men control access to the relationship. Yes. And people will use that to sleep with a girl and never deliver a relationship in return.
That's the love bombing.
That's why they use that.
Yep. That's a good definition of love bombing right there. Is it's relationship danglies without the.
I saw Kara said there was an episode of Buffy about this.
There's an episode of Buffy about everything.
I want to watch Buffy so bad.
I love Buffy.
So, yeah. Majority, Sean, I agree with this. Girls give terrible advice to each other. I'm sure. I don't know. Like, we'll bring this up. Like, I think because I went through, things like love bombing, things where you were misled, and that's why I say observe and see, believe what they do, not what they say, because this has happened to too many of my friends, to myself, and then you're like, well, that was embarrassing. I hate myself for believing him, and
I did it dumb.
Yeah, I had a dumb, and yeah, I don't know. When you get someone who actually gives you good advice, is it shocking? For me, yes. Because you're so used to people pumping your tires and being like, you go, girl, you're amazing. Instead of being like, were you being crazy? Think about it. Were you being crazy? And you're like, maybe I was a little crazy. Maybe I didn't have to judge so quickly. Maybe I could have taken a step back and actually communicated well. Girls need to do that more. I don't know what guys do. They don't talk about relationships as much, though, I don't think. So, yeah. I guess we'll continue reading. Golden PP syndrome represents so much more than just a titillating romp with the scarce and in-demand sexy cad. It's an overall decline in masculinity versus desirable men that's driving golden PP syndrome all over the Western world. I mean, I'll give this. There is a growing decline of masculinity.
That's facts.
I think desirable men, that's a societal thing. It's cultural, where a lot of women are now equating money to quality. I think we're all a victim of that at one point. But we need an increase in masculinity.
That's facts.
Absolutely. Many have dubbed it a consequence of the Pareto principle, where in the top 20% of masculine men are monopolizing detached sex with the top 80% of women. The mimetic term alpha widow applies here too, where an unsuspecting young woman gets a night with a Chad and is ruined forever for every other man. She's said to have gifted him with the lifelong emotional investment, thus no other man will live up to her standards based on her short-lived situation with Chad. I think this is absolutely true.
Damn it, Chad.
Well, that's I've heard podcasts talking about this, and I think you have too, where you're dating a man, he is a top 1% or whatever, top 10%, and all of a sudden you think you deserve the top 10 only, just based on that, or whatever we'll just say money. We'll say money, and this is where they get the fuel. What do you bring to the table?
Stupid table.
The stupid table. Cake, apparently, at least for Isabella.
God, the cake, not the cake. God dang it, those cakes.
Yeah. Yeah. We also need femininity too. The girl who baked the cake, that honestly, most guys would probably fall in love with her. I think most guys did fall in love with her in this chat.
That's fair. Yeah.
Someone who cooks and looks hot. Sure. Or I guess bakes in this scenario. Tugs, you bake. Right? I think
I do. Not since I've moved into the trailer because our oven is wonky. But yes. Yes, I do. I make fudge every year. Except for this year. And then we couldn't find any eggnog at the store because holidays. And Duke really wanted eggnog. So last week when he was in Houston, I made homemade eggnog and surprised him, and actually turned out pretty good.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
I love this. Falling in lust does not equal falling in love.
That's facts.
Wow. No truer words I've heard in a long time about that. We're kind of like a simp cast, but
kinda, yeah. We're like a baby version.
It's not 100% the same. They'll talk more about politics more than us, although we kind of got into it a bit because of the Isabella stuff. So a woman being nice, never seen it. Really? I call lie. I call lie on that.
A sip cast. I like that.
I love that. Love that.
Hashtag sip cast.
Yes. I mean, I'm sipping water. You're sipping a virgin mojito.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ego-driven validation, where men also require a woman's emotional investment. There's a pattern I'm seeing here where these infamous golden disbrew gangsters are not only sleeping with women, but they're demanding full and unchecked emotional investment from them as well. Sociopathic behaviors, aka bad boy tendencies, are standard amongst these bad characters' repertoires. F-boys with a golden PP are no longer in it just for the sex. They're in it for the emotional commitment too, but never his emotional commitment, only hers.
Yep. That's what we call an F-boy. AKA a bad boy, AKA run away. Far away. Red
You know
flag.
who
I'm
this
waving my
sounds like?
arms. Red flag. Red flag.
You know who this sounds like? The Aladdin guy. I could show you the world. Shining, shimmering, splendid. The I'll take you on a magic carpet ride. What's his name
but at
again?
least he actually fell in love with the girl.
Did he? No, I'm not talking about real Aladdin. I'm talking about the content creator where we talked about him. He was on the whatever podcast.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Shoot, I forgot his name.
Yeah. I forgot his name too.
But anyways, where he's like, I'll come home to you, but just know I'll be with other women. Possibly. Probably. Yeah. Yes. God, if I remember, I'll tell you the name. Could the pickup artistry movement be playing a role here? Could pickup skills that promote sociopathic behaviors toward vulnerable women be to blame? Now, these young women need to be taught confidence, especially like within yourself, about yourself, and to set a standard that is not going to be like, I'll let you sleep with me whenever you want on your terms. Because it's usually on their terms. If someone texts you at 11 at night, that's a booty call. Sorry, even after 9 p.m. After 9 p.m., I consider that a booty call.
The context of that text is booty. Cake, if you will.
So pickup artistry often lends to the following game techniques: triangulation, jealousy, and pitting women against each other. Negging, lower women's self-esteem through backhanded compliments. Stonewalling, being closed off, emotionally unavailable, and thus more challenging. Women love a challenge. Breadcrumbing, stinginess with time, effort, and resources.
AKA red flags. Run away.
All red flags. But that's the thing. This already, like, if you get these type of comments, you should know, like, that's not okay. This is harder to tell. Triangulation, unless there's an actual example, because that's pretty, like, manipulative. Stonewalling, if someone's closed off to you, I don't know. You need to just run away. They don't want to date you. And if they have problems,
we say this with our own time and experience, but reading these, I'm like, yeah, this is all manipulation. It doesn't happen all at once, and it's not always very.
So it's very subtle. It's very subtle.
Yes.
This happens a lot. Stonewalling, where it's like, I'm not ready. This is the classic line. I'm not ready for a relationship, but I love what we're doing right now.
Yes. Or I'm not ready for a relationship, but I'm going to continue to act like I like you. And so everybody thinks that you're in a relationship, and you're like,
meeting my mom is such a huge deal. And unless we're committed, I just don't want to do that. And like, I need time. Okay. Got it.
Yep. I'm not ready for a relationship. Run away.
And this is another thing. One thing I hate, in this, I was very guilty of this. If a guy texts you 8 hours later, don't be mad at him. But if it's more than a day, you can totally be mad at him. I think that 24 hours is my time limit.
Depends.
Depends on the job too, I suppose. But like, I think I
think it depends.
The one person I remember this like stuck out to me. They I forgot what the job they did, but they couldn't bring their phone with them. So I was so not used to that, where there was like this like separation. And I mean, now, especially now, you know me, I'm horrible at texts.
Yes, you are. Oh my God.
Because I hate my phone.
Dying. I could be
dying.
I
hate my phone so much.
I could be kidnapped, and the only person who can save me is you. And you have to text me back. I would be dead. I would be dead in 2 seconds.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember that was so annoying that one time. But anyways, time, effort, resources. Back to this point. If a guy can't give you time and makes time for all his friends and all that too, or maybe hang out with the friends and whatnot, then he's probably not the guy for you. If you can't blend all your friends, your family, and your boyfriend or your girlfriend, whoever that is, probably not your person. Now, this is really relationship advice for women. There's no women here, I don't think.
I don't know. I think Kara was our only one. I don't know if she's still here.
If she's still here. I haven't seen her in a while. That's true. Married, she doesn't need relationship advice. She's already got a man. Who's lovely, by the way. The result is a new generation of men who appear to have become accustomed to ghosting and cheating on naive and impressionable young women, and women who are neither emotionally nor psychologically prepared for the onslaught of this manipulative behavior. There are men, I will defend this in a sense, that don't even know they're doing this. I feel like I've seen it with a few friends, and I've knocked their heads in who've done this, because ghosting, there's ghosting purposely because they don't want to deal with it, and then there's ghosting where I feel bad, I don't want to hurt them, this is probably easier.
Yeah, ghosting is ghosting.
It's ghosting is ghosting, but like reality wise, it's not easier for the other person. You're being an a-hole.
That's facts.
Absolutely. Good night, Cajun. Let's see. If women understood how these men think, there we go. This is the key. And being taught to think by other, I don't think by other men specifically, but just listen to other women. Women don't like to listen to other women unless they purposely seek it out. I wouldn't have listened to my own advice at 18. I think I need
to.
To
D-Day Dyer just said the same thing. Women need to be can do to mitigate these mentioned, be expected to be the woman 100%. Yeah, but who teaches us? Our dads, our brothers, our uncles, whatever. And they're just not, we don't listen. We're definitely not going to listen to other girls because in our minds, oh, you're telling me it's a red flag because you want him.
So where was I? They're being taught to think by other men who are instructing them on how to get laid without any emotional investment or commitment. They may heed the red flags and warning signs, but for now, women seem to be on their own while Chad with the golden phallus is reaping all the rewards of sex.
Yep.
Free and unattached sex.
Yep.
I don't really want to read the rest.
High quality men archetypes. Oh God, the argument. Here we go.
Thank you. I think that this article, it is a bit old. It's 2 years old. So I'll give it to Evie. Maybe they really thought that at the time. Maybe they're a bit more level-headed, whoever wrote the article 2 years later, and has a bit more perspective, because in the end, women can control themselves if they wanted to. They just choose not to. They think sexual freedom, liberation. I am empowered.
Until Chad stops texting you. Damn it, Chad. Yeah. Just
and
run away from Chads in general, okay? If his name is Chad, just run.
Just remember, there's also the subset of men who have a harder time dating, who are actually really good people, and they might not fit into your list, but there are things, okay, there's definite wants, and then maybes. There's some things that you might want to move to your maybes. Sean says, it hurts when I do this, so stop doing that, ladies. But that's the thing. Some people, when women talk to other women, and this is in my early 20s, I really just wanted them to say, you're amazing, he sucks. I don't know if that was the same for you, Tugs, but for me, definitely. I didn't want to listen to advice. My mom literally should have listened to my mom. Don't worry about dating. You have tons of time. And when did I get married? Way later than I thought.
Yeah.
So
that's true. I didn't have any of that, unfortunately. So I winged it, and I winged it wrong. Wung it? Winged it? Wang it?
Wanged it? Wanged it. Chad's wanged it wrong.
I wanged it wrong.
Oh God. But not necessarily that just because we have these experiences. Like, I once gave a guy another chance after he quote unquote had a incident where he, whatever, should have just went fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on you type of thing. Just left it at that.
Yeah.
So But all I got from this is we hate women. I'm kidding. I love women. Okay. I think I love level-headed women. There's not many out there.
No, that's true. We do get pretty emotional, which is why we should not be president.
I wouldn't even want to think about being a president. I couldn't be a president anyways.
It sounds like a lot of drama that I just don't need.
Oh my God. If I became prime minister, you'd have to know my real name. I couldn't run on my alias.
I would have to, I would just attack everybody. You guys are annoying.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, Tugs. Anything you want to promote?
No, I don't have anything to promote.
All our links are in the description. You can find us there.
I'm trying to get to 300 followers on Kick. So, if you could follow me there, that'd be great.
Let's see. Oh, PM X-ray. Yes, Prime Minister X-ray. And I will not raise taxes and spend the money more wisely.
Yay!
I don't know.
And make guns legal again.
Yes, I'll make handguns transferable. Again, start with that. I think that's literally silly, but yeah. I'll run as Mrs. Cyborg.
I was just gonna click that. Sorry, we keep doing that.
Yeah. And tomorrow, guys, 4:30 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be watching Rambo, the First Blood.
Yay! I hope you like it.
I loved part 1. Or I guess First Blood wasn't really part 1.
Oh, you're watching the second one. That's right.
Good I'm watching the second one. So I'm very, 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 very excited for that. And yeah. I mean, I liked Stallone, older version of him in what's the Expendables? He was in the Expendables, right?
I love those movies. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, he's way cuter in Rambo. I mean, he's a little crazy, but he's like, you know, young Stallone.
He aged well.
He looks good. He looks good. But yeah, and yes, I cried at the end. Whatever.
I did too the first time I watched it, and then I forgot. I haven't seen it in years. And Duke was watching it the other day, and I like the end there. I was like, we talked about this on Diecast today. I was like, God, I forgot how dark this movie gets just real quickly.
It did, and I think we all have demons in our past, and maybe that's why we can relate. Where it's like, crap sucks, life sucks. And sometimes you're very alone. And he literally was alone, except for Troutman. And he just had to have a breakdown.
And I do love that how he highlighted what real soldiers coming back from Vietnam went through. Like, he was not wrong. All the stuff he yelled, you know, it was like, they call me baby killer. Blah, blah, blah. Like, that was a real thing that actually happened. So
I had no idea that people were pissed off at the soldiers that went over there. It wasn't their choice, okay?
It was awful.
Once you sign that contract, your life is gone, okay?
They would come home. The homecomings for the Vietnam soldiers, there would be nobody there. They would show up at the airport. There would be not like, you know, if you like comparatively World War II or even 9/11, you know, the War on Terror, when people would come home, like you still see to this day, like people at the airport, big groups at the airport or whatever. None of that happened in Vietnam. They got spat on. Oh yeah, it was bad. It was bad. So,
well, if you guys haven't seen it yet, which I assume most people have, you should watch it, or you can watch it with me
tomorrow.
Jason Webster for $5. Another great episode of Poor Choices Extra Girl Tugs, consistently delivering interesting topics for discussion. You know what? I'm going to thank Twitter for that. Thank you, Twitter, for being controversial and
thanks for the drama over some big boobs these last 3 days. Can we move on now?
Twitter supplies us with great content. I love it. So thank you, Jason, for the super chat. And guys, I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for everyone being here. Thank you for the super chats and the mods and Tugs, of course, as well. And we will, guys. I'm getting tired. I woke up super early for work this morning, okay? We will see you guys next week. Mwah! Bye, everyone. And I'm gonna find the exit sound now. Bye.